Take a breath with me, right here, right now, in the middle of the noise, the scroll, the striving. You found something different. Hey, I'm Theresa Croft with the Stuck No More Voices podcast. I'm really glad you're with us because today I'm going to share the heartbeat behind something coming in 2026 that I think you might really enjoy. It's called Mike with a Mission, a holy pause in a noisy world. And I want you to know this episode isn't just a message, it's a mission. If you've ever felt like you've got something to say, but no safe place to say it, if you've carried a message deep burning in your heart, you felt like no one was listening, well, guess what, friend? This space is for you. By the end of this episode, I pray you'll feel you've found a voice you can trust and a place to breathe again. The soul of this mission is very simple: to be a trusted voice that awakens your purpose, anchors you in God's presence, and reminds you that your voice was never meant to perform, it was meant to lead. Mike with a Mission is where voices meet vision, where faith fuels purpose, where legacy is born out of everyday moments of hearing God's voice. I see you folding your laundry, or one diaper after another, changing it, or faithful on your job. Everyday moments. This isn't a project, friend, it's a posture. This isn't hype, it's holy ground. If I'm honest, it's like a vineyard in my heart where the Holy Spirit has been tilling the soil, getting down on his knees and pulling the weeds, stomping out the ants of anxiety, pruning away the branches of performance. And now I'm simply inviting you to glean, to come walk the rows with me of the vineyard. It's like this. I see this picture of a vineyard. And you're going deeper and deeper down the rows of the vineyard where it's all quiet and you even feel the gentle touch of the vines as if it was the Holy Spirit stroking your soul. And then you get to a clearing and you see Jesus in a picnic table and he gestures you forward. And as you sit down, he pushes a cup of coffee or tea. And then he looks at you and gently says, "Hey, let's talk." You see, this didn't start from confidence. It started for me from silence. I've walked through seasons where my voice felt stomped and muted, where insecurity and control twisted my marriage. 26 years of commitment that ended with his death 4 years ago to cancer. I feel like I'm coming up for air where my soul has been drowned in control, being gripped by a man who was stuck in a narcissistic mind. I used to say yes to everything he asked me when my soul was screaming no, losing myself in the name of keeping peace. I lived in performance for years, trying to prove I was enough because I felt like I was not enough. Amidst this, and now after the assaults, I continue to sit down with God. God taught me how to be still no matter what was going around me. In those moments, pen in hand or keyboard in hand, heart cracked wide open, he gave me words. Listen to the vine dresser. And I'd write those words down because they felt like they were just for me. I think it was one way I could fight for my voice by listening to the vine dresser. Now, years have passed. I sought mental help. I rewired my thoughts. I found a mentor who, in her presence, even on Zoom, my nervous system felt safe. I've continued the inner healing work, and now I'm here. Not because I figured it all out, but because I'm still standing, still speaking, still listening, still entering his presence. Even amidst a battle that last year brought me face to face with cancer and 2 cancer surgeries. But you know what? A yes to God when he's asking you if you can make this another story for his glory. A yes to God makes those moments fertile soil for Mike with a Mission. a holy pause in a noisy world. Maybe you've been there too. Maybe you're right now thinking as you're listening, yeah, me too, T. So, what is this new thing we're doing that might encourage you? It's not another podcast, friend. It's not a 30-minute sermon or even a teaching. It's a quiet soul note, a mic with a simple mission, a mic with a mission to calm the noise around you. This will be a weekly rhythm of short 60-second voice-led reels, sacred snippets crafted for your spirit. Not sermons, not perfection, just soul notes. Not promos, presence. It's content that you don't just consume. It's permission to breathe again, to come back home to your purpose, to anchor your mornings or to settle your evenings, to whisper truth when the world gets loud. Who is this for? This is for faith-filled creatives. Maybe for the Christian woman who knows she's called, she has a voice, but sometimes she feels stuck. If it's for you, if you feel like your voice is too much, if you feel like it's too late, this is for you. Can I tell you something? You're not too late. Your best years are ahead of you, and you're not too much. You are who God designed you to be. And if you feel like no one's really speaking in your language, I pray you'll find it here. I'm not here to sell you something, by the way. I'm here to remind you of something you already know deep down, that your voice has value, that your story matters, that this mission is bigger than a mic. So I invite you to walk with me. And if you want more than just these moments together, I created a safe place for you with the Stuck No More Voices Academy. That's a community of women walking the same path, stepping out of silence, encouraging each other, trusting their voice, and living on a mission to create a podcast or have simply a space to learn how to be on their mic with a mission. You don't have to do it alone. You never did. So maybe you're listening right now and something in you exhaled. Maybe your soul whispered, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. Mike with a Mission isn't just a content series. It's a sacred place. The first note drops next week, and friend, it's going to breathe life into your bones. To end this, let me just give you an example. So close your eyes and breathe in hope as Mike with a Mission, edition 1, drops. You know, you don't have to understand it to trust him. Yeah, you heard that, right? You don't have to understand it all to trust him. You don't have to have all the pieces and put together, because you didn't have to piece together every puzzle of pain. You didn't have to trace the blueprint of tomorrow. And you don't need to decode every detour or explain why the ground shook when you were just standing still. Because faith is confidence that often brings clarity. And friend, that's the grace of walking with God. That intimate relationship with God through Jesus Christ. It is the unspoken knowing that even when your eyes can't see it, your spirit says, "Whew, he still got me." Even when the road curves out of sight, his hands never let go of yours. You know, there's something sacred about surrender, about saying yes to God. Not weakness, but wisdom wrapped in worship. So the grace of walking with God for you means you breathe and exhale. You can live light because he carries heavy. And listen, you don't have to understand the storm to find the peace in the boat. You don't have to pretend the harvest. You don't have to predict the harvest to sow in faith. You don't have to explain the process to stay in the vine with Jesus. Jesus is the way. So even if you don't know where you're going, you know who you're with. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. Definitely some verses to put meaning to surrender. So I'm Theresa Croft. I'm so glad you're listening. I am the heart and voice behind Mike with a Mission, and I can't wait to share this sacred path with you. Maybe someone you know needs a gentle voice. So please feel free to share this episode, and when the notes drop, be sure to share them. All right. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you in the next edition of the Stuck No More Voices podcast, or maybe Mike with a Mission.